Thank you for joining us for Unity of Columbus Easter Sunday Service 2020. We hope you enjoy it. To support our ministry, please visit unityofcolumbus.org.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity of Columbus. My name is Nan Coonahan, and I'm your platform assistant for today. It is my great joy to welcome you to our Sunday celebration service. We gather to celebrate our oneness with God, each other, and all that is. We'd like to begin with a blessing for all who have gathered today, first-timers, long-timers, returning people, and all spiritual seekers. Please repeat after me this unity blessing, keeping each other in mind, shining your Christ light on them, and repeating after me. We love you.
We love you.
We bless you.
We bless you.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
And we behold the Christ in you.
And we behold the Christ in you.
Now is the time in our service where we meet and greet each other. Please give a hello or a shout out either in the live comment feed or in the comment section of this video.
Please join me in affirming our statement of faith. I'll speak it first in parts and invite you to repeat after me. There is only one presence.
There is only one presence
and one power. In the universe, and in my life. God the good, all love. God the good, all love. And I invite you now to take that statement within. Close your eyes and affirm this statement silently to yourself. And with a steady and unwavering faith, we affirm together aloud our statement of faith. There is only one presence together. There is only one presence and one power. In the universe, and in my life. God the good. All love. And so it is.
In Unity, we believe that because the one presence and one power is omnipresent in all points in space at the same time, in all points in time at the same time, that presence, that light and love of God dwells within us as well. Each week, we light the Christ candle, which serves as a symbol, a reminder of that life that we all carry within us.
The daily word for today, Easter Sunday, April 12th, 2020, is Easter. I recognize the risen Christ in family, friends, and my spiritual community. Early in the evening, on the day of the resurrection, Jesus, unrecognized, joins two of his followers as they journey from Jerusalem towards the nearby village of Emmaus. Accepting an invitation to stay and share a meal, Jesus takes bread, blesses it, and breaks it, then gives thanks to his hosts. In that moment, their eyes are opened. They recognize Jesus, and alive in their hearts, he vanishes from their sight. Later, the two explain to others how the risen Christ became a living presence to them in the fellowship of breaking bread. Easter celebrates the risen Christ, an immortal presence, freed of all limitations, awaiting discovery in each person and life event. I recognize the risen Christ in shared experiences with family, friends, and my spiritual community. The reading for today is from Luke 24:31. Then their eyes were opened, and they recognized him, and he vanished from their sight.
Please join me in singing Surely the Presence. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel a mighty power and a grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and a grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory in each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
And surely the presence of the Lord is here in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is wherever you are in this world. And I invite you now to take a deep breath as you feel that mighty power moving through you. And perhaps you may feel a bit disconnected right now, a bit distant from that presence that we call God. We know that the only barrier between us and that creative presence, that divine process, lies within our consciousness, and it shows up as unforgiveness. So I invite you now to take a deep breath with me as we practice the gift of forgiveness and lay our burdens down. And so we join together in affirming, I forgive and I am free. Together, I forgive and I am free. And from that sense of freedom and forgiveness, we turn our attention to praying for others. And so we join now in heart and in mind with our 24-hour prayer ministry, Silent Unity, knowing, praying affirmatively from a firm bedrock of faith. And so we picture each person with a smile on their face, a light in their heart. And I invite you to speak their names aloud as a soft whisper for all those for whom you pray, from wherever you are. Oh, precious Spirit, we know that you answer all prayer. And when we pray affirmatively, as we do here in Unity, we know that that answer is always, always yes. And so we hold that yes in our hearts, holding the high watch, seeing only good, only God, as we release and let go of any concerns, any anxieties, any attachments, and simply know that God is at work now. And precious Spirit, we are so blessed and so thankful for this time of prayer. And in the name and through the nature of Jesus the Christ, we say, thank you, thank you, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
Here's Lisa Ferraro to lead us all through a meditation together.
So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. I will share, 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 I will share this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. I will share, 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 I will share this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. This love, 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 love. Taking this sacred love you've each been given and allow it to permeate every cell of our being, for the trillions of cells in our bodies. It is the infinite source of light, of love, that powers and generates enough electricity to keep our bodies alive. Take a moment and envision what one round cell of your body looks like. And imagine that cell being filled with the Holy Spirit in the form of light. Imagine a tiny little mouth on this cell. As Paramahansa Yogananda says, All of the cells, their tiny mouths all are drinking. Their tiny mouths all are shining. Imagine this light filling the cell with joy from an imaginary spout of consciousness. And grab another cell. Store that one in a space that you know where it is, a mental storehouse, if you will. And then grab another cell. Put it under the spout of the divine consciousness. Open, open, and fill it to full, to overflowing in joy. Take another opportunity to inhale. And we've got some cells filled with light. And imagine this time that as you inhale, your entire body becomes filled with that divine light. Every cell of your being is filled with light. As you exhale, you hold that light. You don't exhale the charge. As you inhale, you fill it up. As you exhale, it remains with you. And imagine that the infinite source of the Spirit of God is with you, comforting you, filling every cell with the divine joy of Spirit. It is our divine birthright. It's why we're here. This moment of silence, come into your being, into the awareness of that inner reservoir of light, reservoir of spirit. And allow yourself to know, be still and know that God is with you, guiding you, listening in the stillness for that still small voice of God. As you inhale, mentally chant, I am. As you exhale, mentally chant, that I am. I am, that I am. And feel the presence of God, that Christ intelligence. Just breathing in. Letting all worry fall away. In this moment, we give great thanks. This divine guidance is always with us. All we need to do is tune in. We know that it is good and very good. Together we say Amen, Ashe, and so it is, and peace.
Here's the Mormon Tabernacle Choir with one of my favorite settings of the Lord's Prayer. Here's Sandra Weisner with our Easter spiritual message.
Good morning, dear friends. Did any of us know what a wild ride 2020 would be on New Year's Eve? Here we are 4.5 months into this crazy year, and we are all reeling from what has taken place. It still seems so outrageously bizarre. I decided to check out what numerologists had to say about the number 2020. Numerologist Simone Matthews says 2020 is about devotion, the work that it takes to mindfully live your values through every aspect of your life. It is a year of stepping up, leaping in, rising to the occasion, of courageously putting one foot in front of another in the direction of your heart. There is no hiding this year. The call to action is for everyone. Be ready and willing to accept the invitation the universe is extending to you. This invitation is a massive stretch, I know, one like we've never seen before and will probably never see again in our lifetimes. We're having to take extreme measures against a silent and stealth energy called COVID-19. Many of us are proving we have developed the consciousness to accept this invitation, difficult as it may be. Matthews concludes 2020 is the year of exceptional change in the structures, values, and natures of our modern world and you. Every one of us play an important role in the bridging this shift into universal humanity. The Jews are celebrating Passover as we celebrate Easter. And at the Seder dinner last Thursday night, the youngest person at the table would have asked this question: why is this night different from all other nights? And we as Christians may ask, why is this Easter different from all other Easters? I never expected to give up so much for Lent, yet I can see divine order in all of its glory as I reflect this Easter morning. Our usual celebration of Easter has been stripped down to its bare bones. The Easter rabbit is in isolation. No egg hunts in Grandma's backyard. No big family gatherings around an Easter ham. Or Easter brunch at your favorite restaurant. No fancy new clothes, no Easter bonnet. Candy makers are in the slump. Candy sales are down. Instead of a chocolate rabbit to bite the ears off of, this year we're more concerned about bringing home toilet paper. No Easter lilies, no flowers for the cross, and for that matter, no church. All that's left of Easter now is what there was 2 millennia ago: an empty tomb. The events of Holy Week are all behind us, and what we have is an empty tomb and an empty church. This is the most significant event on the Christian calendar, but it gives us a chance to know that Easter is not about things. Easter is about a dynamic shift in consciousness. In many Christian churches, the final part of Good Friday is stripping the altar. Everything is stripped away: candles, cloths, goblets, the Bible, icons, the cross are all taken away. All is laid bare. There is only nakedness, preparing an empty space for the transformation of death into the full, immutable life of spirit. It is representative of the things we have given up through the 40 days of Lent, bearing a little more of our spiritual self. Because COVID-19, entire churches are stripped away. We have been in a Good Friday world of lifelessness. But remember, he said, I came to give you life and have it more abundantly. This is an emergence of new life, more abundant life, energy. Resurrection is the making. COVID-19 has made it necessary to turn our energy toward empty tombs, bereft of the life we once knew just a few weeks ago. It seems everything about our everyday lives has changed. And I believe we are in the midst of a mysterious, vital transformation. The evolution of consciousness is another name for transformation. The transformative process is cyclical, and there's significant historical evidence that humanity has been brought around to yet another opportunity to create another tremendous leap in consciousness. One such era, looking back at history, was the bubonic plague, the Black Death. This occurred in the years 1347 to 1350. There was a pandemic that devastated the populations of Europe and Asia. The plague was an unprecedented human tragedy in Italy, of all places. It not only shook Italian society, but transformed it. The Black Death marked an end of an era in Italy. Its impact was profound, and it resulted in wide-ranging social, economic, cultural, and religious change. These changes, directly and indirectly, led to the emergence of the Renaissance, one of the greatest epochs for art, architecture, and literature in human history. A resurrection took place. The old ways died, so the new could emerge. I suspect we are at the end of one era of life on this planet, and about to emerge into another era of enlightenment. A resurrection, a new heaven and a new earth. The Gospel of Luke tells the story of that first Easter morning in chapter 24, verses 1 through 11. But on the first day of the week, at early dawn, they came to the tomb, taking the spices they had prepared. They found the stone rolled away from the tomb, but when they went in, they did not find the body. While they were perplexed about this, suddenly 2 men in dazzling clothes stood beside them. The women were terrified and bowed their faces to the ground. But the men said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here, but has arisen. Remember how he told you while he was still in Galilee that the Son of Man must be handed over to sinners and be crucified, and on the 3rd day rise again." And they remembered his words. And they told, returning from the tomb, they told all the 11 and all the rest of the disciples. Now it was Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary, the mother of James, and the other women with them who told this to the apostles. But these words seemed to them an idle tale, and they did not believe them. After all, who's going to believe a bunch of women? We have a hard time believing it too. We mostly take it on faith. That's what happened, a burial and a resurrection. An empty tomb was all the women saw that first Easter morning, and these women were fearful. Today we observe an empty church, empty stores with empty shelves, empty restaurants and bars, empty offices and empty checking accounts. Why is there cause for celebration today? What does the empty tomb mean to us this year? I know enough about quantum physics to be dangerous. I believe science when it tells us that the body is an energy field of atomic particles. That atomic energy is the creative energy of the universe. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It simply changes form. God is pure energy, and God created energetic beings. This is a basic law of physics. Laws of life and animation of bodies, making them natural laws. And there is one thing God cannot do. God cannot break natural laws, which I believe to be God's own law. So the empty tomb, how did that happen? None of us really know. I, however, believe there is merit to Eric Butterworth's explanation of Jesus' transition from a corporal body to a spirit body, from Jesus Christ to Christ Jesus, the Messiah, the Savior, the one to give new life to us all. Eric Butterworth writes that Jesus made the great discovery of life eternal, and his demonstration of the resurrection was to prove his discovery for all of humankind. Eric Butterworth wrote, "The chain reaction of Jesus' great discovery, those many years before, triggered a releasement of pent-up energies that recharged the cells of his body so that death was swallowed up in victory." Jesus was so energized spiritually that Mr. Fillmore says somewhere in his writings that the atoms of Jesus' body exploded into the universe for all to partake. We radiate this energy, and hopefully, as we move through this transition, this energy radiates more powerfully, more visibly, more transforming than ever before. The spiritual evolution that is taking place will ultimately happen to everyone. We are atomic beings. Therefore, the life beyond this body is eternal. The God-given power that was in Jesus Christ is in all of us. And we don't necessarily have to die for that to happen. The pandemic, COVID-19, could prove a great evolutionary leap toward the full realization of the Christ potential in all of us. We do know one thing: nothing will ever be the same. Why is this Easter different from other Easters? Not just because there is an empty tomb or an empty church. It is because, as Jesus demonstrated, overcoming death with a resurrection. And we will more fully realize we are also anointed by God to do the same. Just as the empty tomb could not hold the expansive energy that was Jesus the Christ, the church will not be able to hold within its four walls the full expression of spiritual energy that you are becoming. Christ is risen. You shall rise. Carpe diem. Seize the day, this Easter opportunity. And so it is. Amen.
Now is the time in our service when we tithe the gifts of our treasure. Our ministry is supported fully by your tax-deductible tithes, gifts, and love offerings. And we are so grateful to you. We really are. I invite you to imagine your offering as cash in your hands and affirm with me our offering blessing. Repeat after me. Divine love as me
Divine love as me
blesses and multiplies
blesses and multiplies
all that I am,
all that I am,
all that I have,
all that I have,
all that I give,
all that I give,
and all that I receive,
and all that I receive,
and I am grateful.
and I am grateful.
You can tithe or support our ministry by mailing your gift to 4211 Maze Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43224, or visit us at unityofcolumbus.org. Poke around a bit and you'll find out how to donate. Please join me in singing along with the original recording of Karen Drucker's God is My
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Oh, God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives
Let us take a moment to bless all the children of the world, rubbing your palms together to harness your Christ light. Then holding your hands out to the children of the world, please affirm by repeating with me, we love you.
We love you.
We bless you.
We bless you.
We truly appreciate you.
We truly appreciate you.
And we behold the Christ in you just as you are.
And we behold the Christ in you just as you are.
Amen.
Amen.
We give thanks to all of you for joining us today. We thank our volunteer support, our Board of Trustees, and all of you who make this Sunday service the wonderful experience that it is each week. This week, I would also like to give thanks for the doctors and the nurses, the clerks in the grocery store, the truck drivers, the firefighters, and the policemen who are doing their jobs to make our life easier during these difficult times. I would also like to give thanks to Jim Maneri, who produced this service in the gymnasium studios. And we are grateful for our guest speaker, Reverend Sandra.
Please join me in singing I Am Free, I Am Unlimited. Really, join me. It works if you sing it out loud. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now.
Please join me in affirming our prayer for protection. And if you will affirm after me, one line at a time. The light of God surrounds us. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. And all is well. Amen.
Here's Vince Gill, Amy Grant, Chet Atkins, and Michael McDonald to sing us out together with Let There Be Peace on Earth.
Thank you. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father, brothers all are we. is our Father, brothers all are we. Let me walk with my brother, perfect harmony.
Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow.
Take each moment, live each moment, peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, let it begin with thee. Thank you all. Peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. God as our Father, brothers all are we. Let me walk with my brother in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. Take each moment, live each moment, peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Take each moment, live each moment, peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Let's take this into prayer. My deepest wish and blessing, may you feel that omnipresent consciousness as joy within every cell. May it permeate every particle of your being, bringing you into a greater awareness of practicing that presence of the infinite flame of consciousness spirit. Go out into your world knowing that you are held in the light of divine grace. And listen to the calling of your soul. Go within and feel that infinite joy is with you, within and without. Peace, love, and blessings.